The sun hung high in the clear blue sky, casting a warm, golden glow over the tranquil lake. A wooden pier stretched out confidently over the calm, shimmering water, its planks creaking softly with the gentle breeze. It was a perfect summer day, peaceful, quiet, and filled with the promise of adventure. On this pier, 3 middle-aged friends had gathered, each with their own reason for escaping the hustle of everyday life. There was Joe, the man in the plaid shirt and baseball cap, sitting comfortably at the edge of the pier. His face was lit with a contented smile as he held his fishing rod, waiting patiently for a bite. Beside him, Lisa, the woman dressed in a light, patterned shirt and light-colored pants, was also fishing. Her eyes flicked from her line to the water, her face relaxed but alert, as if she knew something was about to happen. Standing a few feet away was Mark, the third friend, wearing a light-colored, patterned shirt and pants. He was watching the water intently, a slight frown on his face, as if trying to decipher a secret hidden beneath the lake's surface. His gaze shifted from the water to the small golf cart parked behind him, an unusual sight on a fishing day, but Mark had a reason for bringing it. The friends had come to the lake often, but today felt different. The air was thick with anticipation, though none of them knew why. As they cast their lines into the water, a strange stillness fell over the scene, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the pier. Suddenly, Joe's fishing rod jerked with a force that made him stumble backward. His eyes widened in surprise as he reeled in his line with a mixture of excitement and confusion. What he pulled from the water wasn't a fish, at least, not an ordinary one. It was something shiny, metallic, and strange, glinting in the sunlight as it surfaced. Lisa and Mark looked over in shock. Lisa's eyes widened as she saw the object. "What is that?" she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Joe carefully lifted what looked like an old, battered box, covered in mysterious symbols and rust. It was heavier than it appeared, and as he brushed off the dirt, a small, intricate lock caught the light. The air grew tense. Nobody spoke for a moment. Then Mark took a step forward, eyes fixed on the box. "This isn't just any fishing catch," he said softly. "I think this is what we've been waiting for." The 3 friends stared at each other, a mix of curiosity and unease swirling in their minds. Whatever this box was, it was more than just a strange find. It was a key to something much bigger. Something that could change everything. And just as they prepared to open it, a sudden gust of wind swept across the lake, carrying a whisper that seemed to come from the depths below. "Fish free or die. Be warned." The peaceful day had turned into the beginning of a mysterious adventure, one that would test their friendship, their courage, and their very understanding of what lay beneath the lake's surface. The wind died down as suddenly as it had arrived, leaving an eerie silence hanging over the trio. Joe, still holding the strange, rusted box, looked at his friends with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Lisa's eyes flicked nervously toward the water, as if expecting something unseen to emerge from the depths. Mark reached out, hesitating for a moment before placing a hand on the lock. "Whatever's inside," Mark said quietly, "it's not something we should take lightly. That whisper, the lake isn't just speaking to us. It's warning us." Joe nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. "But what if this is what we've been waiting for? Maybe it's a clue, something big. We have to open it." Lisa hesitated, her brow furrowing. "Are you sure? What if it's dangerous? We don't know what's inside. It could be something terrible." Mark looked around, eyes scanning the calm water as if expecting to see a sign. The sign on the pier, "Fish free or die HOA mad." It's more than just a joke. Maybe it's a warning too. We have to be careful. Suddenly, the surface of the lake rippled, and a faint, glowing light shimmered beneath the water. The friends froze, their hearts pounding. From the depths, a strange, shimmering shape began to rise, something that looked like a mixture of metal and light, swirling and twisting as if it was alive. Joe's grip tightened on the box. "This is it," he whispered. "Whatever's inside, it's connected to this. We can't turn back now." Lisa took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. "All right. But if we're doing this, we need a plan. We don't know what's coming, what's waiting for us. Maybe it's better if we understand what we're dealing with first. Mark nodded sharply, eyes fixed on the glowing shape emerging from the water. Agreed. Let's open the box, but carefully. Whatever's inside might hold the key, or the curse, to whatever's happening here. As they moved closer, the glowing shape from the lake grew brighter, casting strange shadows on the pier. The friends knew their quiet day had just turned into something much bigger, and that whatever was inside the mysterious box was only the beginning of a story they would never forget. The glowing shape from the lake shimmered brighter, casting an otherworldly light that danced across the wooden planks of the pier. The friends instinctively stepped back, their eyes fixed on the swirling, metallic form rising from the water. It was like a whirlpool of shimmering light and shadow, twisting and expanding as if it was alive, waiting to reveal its secrets. Joe clutched the rusty box tightly, his hands trembling. "This is it," he whispered, voice barely audible over the strange hum filling the air. "Whatever's inside that box is connected to this, whatever this is." Lisa's heart pounded in her chest. "Are we really going to open it now? After everything? What if it's dangerous?" Mark, with a steady voice, responded, "If we don't, we'll never know. But we need to be careful. Something tells me this isn't normal." The glowing shape reached a crescendo, then suddenly burst into a cascade of shimmering particles that floated gently down like glittering snow. As the particles settled, the water around the emerging shape rippled violently before settling into an eerily calm state. The glowing shape reached a crescendo, then suddenly burst into a cascade of shimmering particles that floated gently down like glittering snow. As the particles settled, the water around the emerging shape rippled violently before settling into an eerily calm state. From the depths, a strange, faintly glowing object floated to the surface, something that resembled an ancient artifact, etched with symbols that seemed to pulse with an unnatural light. It hovered just above the water, suspended as if by unseen forces, beckoning them closer. Joe took a cautious step forward, eyes locked on the floating object. "This is it," he said softly. "Whatever this is, it's been waiting for us. And I think it's more than just some old treasure." Lisa edged closer, her voice trembling. "We need to know what it is before we touch it. Maybe it's trapped, or maybe it's waiting for us to do something." Mark reached out, his hand hovering just above the artifact. "Whatever we do, we must be prepared. This isn't just about fishing or a quiet day anymore. We've stumbled onto something much bigger, and we might not be able to stop it once it's unleashed." As the friends gathered around, the artifact shimmered again, casting a strange glow that seemed to pull at their very minds. The lake, the pier, the mysterious box, they all seemed connected in a web of secrets waiting to be unraveled. And deep beneath the surface, unseen eyes watched. Something ancient and powerful was awakening, and the quiet lake was no longer just a peaceful summer spot. It was the gateway to a story far beyond their understanding, one that was only just beginning. A sudden gust of wind swept across the pier, causing the shimmering artifact to pulse with an intense, almost hypnotic glow. The friends instinctively stepped back, their faces illuminated by its strange light as a deep, resonant hum filled the air. The water around the artifact began to ripple fiercely, as if responding to an unseen force awakening beneath the surface. Joe's grip on the box tightened. "I think we've crossed a line," he murmured, eyes wide with a mixture of awe and fear. "This thing, whatever it is, doesn't want to be disturbed." Lisa's voice trembled. "Should we try to move it? Or do we just leave it be?" Mark looked at the glowing object, then at the darkening sky overhead. "We can't ignore it anymore. Whatever it is, it's linked to everything happening here. We need to figure out what it wants before it's too late." Before they could react further, the artifact suddenly shot a beam of light straight into the sky, piercing the clouds like a spear. The whole lake seemed to tremble beneath them, and from the depths, a faint, echoing whisper emerged, soft but undeniably real, as if the lake itself was speaking. The friends froze, feeling a strange mixture of dread and curiosity. They knew that their discovery was no longer just about that rusty box or a quiet summer day. Something ancient had been awakened, and whatever secrets lay inside that glowing relic might hold the key to everything, if they dared to unlock it. As the whisper faded into the wind, the artifact hovered silently, waiting. The next move was theirs, but they realized with a shiver that their lives had just taken a turn into the unknown, where mysteries and dangers intertwined beneath the surface of the peaceful lake.